Welcome to the PhoneArena.com video review of the Palm Treo Pro. The Pro is the latest in Palm's Treo lineup, but other than shared DNA, is a complete departure from Treos of past. It shares the basic form factor, the large screen up front with the navigational cluster and QWERTY keypad. However, it's gotten a complete design makeover from HTC, and we have to say, the Treo Pro is easily the best Treo ever. First off, it's much thinner than we've ever seen on a Treo. In fact, the overall dimensions are very similar to an iPhone, and it feels that way in the hands. The back is rounded. As you can see, there are a ton of fingerprints already. It's very similar to the iPhone 3G. It's got a soft rounding on the sides and the top that make it feel a little bit thinner in the hand than it is. Design is very minimal. You simply have the 2-megapixel camera and the speaker hole, along with the Palm logo. On the left side is a volume rocker, which is simply a single key, as well as a press and hold camera button. The right has a Wi-Fi toggle and the infrared port, and up top we simply find a power button and a vibrate switch. The front has a large 2-inch display. Palm didn't give an official measurement on it, but that's what we came up with. It is Windows Mobile 6.1 Professional, which means the display is touchscreen. However, you still have the navigational cluster down below. As you can see, the buttons here are flush. It's got soft lines that make the phone look a little bit thinner than it is. The keyboard is lifted almost directly from the Treo. However, since it's a little bit wider, these end rows of keys are full keys, and there's a bit more spacing. It's even easier to use than the Treo keyboard, which, despite its size, we came away with rather impressed. The keys are still a little bit grippy, which means it's harder to press two keys at the same time accidentally. A bit small, and people with fat fingers may have some issues. The bottom of the phone features the micro USB charging and data port, as well as a 3.5mm headset jack, something that we always love to see. Overall, the design of the Treo Pro is fantastic. It's not quite BlackBerry level in terms of the keyboard, but it's one of the better designs we've seen for Windows mobile phones with the keyboard. It's a big step for Palm and a radical departure from devices they've had in the past. As you can see, the Pro runs the standard Windows mobile interface, and this is our biggest concern with the device. If Palm is going to stay relevant, they're going to have to keep up with the likes of HTC and Sony, which have developed custom interfaces on phones like the Diamond, Touch Pro, and the Xperia X1. The standard Windows mobile interface is extremely boring and, for the general user, kind of hard to pick up and use. We like it, it's very powerful, and the experienced user can do pretty much anything that they want with it. However, it's just not all that user-friendly. We've got the shortcuts of contacts and internet here as the soft keys. Preloaded, you have a comm manager, quick tour, messages, calendar, and a Google search bar. Of course, this today screen can be changed, and the user can load pretty much anything that they want on there. That's the beauty of Windows Mobile, is that if you don't like it, you can do whatever you want to it. There are some great included programs, such as Sprite Backup and Telenav, which offers turn-by-turn GPS navigation. Also preloaded on the device is HTC's Quick GPS, which gives faster locks, and Google Maps. Other than that, there's really not a whole lot to say about the interface on the Treo Pro. It's exactly the same as we've seen on basic Windows mobile devices in the past. We'd like to see some sprucing up, but again, it's a very powerful interface, and the advanced user can make it their own. All in all, we like what we see with the Treo Pro, and think it's a big step forward for Palm. For the first time, they have a design they can hang their hats on, but we hope they don't rust on their laurels, and rather continue to innovate, or at least let HTC do that for them. What we're concerned about is the software. Windows Mobile 6.1 is a great operating system. We've loved it in the past, and we continue to do so. However, as always, it's clunky, and the general interface is terrible. HTC and Sony have gotten around this with unique custom interfaces for Windows, and we think it would do Palm well to have one of their own. They're back on the path to relevance, but we really hope they don't get left behind by resting on their merits like they've done in the past.